Just you got customers in your store, you ain't leaving until they buy something, then leave, okay? That's just how a business should be ran, and I think that's how the government should be running our landlord and tenant board. Because 'cause you're taking our $186. I want service, and I want it now. We need to show our support, guys, on social media. Every time you see a tenant calling out upon this, like, "Oh, removing rent control, oh, the" call them out because this bill is only going to impact the professional tenants who are abusing this system. This is not gonna be for the bad landlords who are, like, trying to take care of the like, no, this is literally for the people who have taken advantage of it. You're a good tenant, this has nothing to do with you. You're still listening to the rules and regulations, you're still going to be protected, you're still gonna have your day in court. You're just not gonna be able to use the loopholes in here to drag on something that shouldn't be dragged on because 'cause you're costing taxpayers. You're costing taxpayers money in for them to manage the landlord and tenant board and having to rebook these type of hearings because of what their tricks are. Because right now, even when you have a set aside motion, a lot of people say that, oh, the tenants are not going to have their they're going to have their day in court. The fact remains is that we waited a long, long time. And if you want to keep our landlords in the business of providing housing, you need to keep this bill in play. And that's just how it is. If not, hey, they're getting out of the game. They're going to get it to the developers. They're going to give it to someone who's going to move into it. And I can tell you there's a lot of families who want to buy a property and move in together. So we're going to see less and less rental units that are coming on the market for sure. But I like the postpone of an eviction order, the setting aside the eviction order, increase enforcement. They're going to hire 8 more sheriffs in certain areas temporarily. I think they might I don't know if they need them full time, but it's key into making sure that, even though you go through the landlord and tenant board and you go through those hearings and you wait 30 to 60 days, and I like to see something where they're going to speed up, especially with AI. Like, let's get these orders back into the hands of the landlords and the tenants quicker. But yeah, hiring some more adjudicators is going to be key. And the Tribunals Ontario to explore option, guys. If you're a tenant listening to this, it's just an explore. And that would be to access final landlord and tenant board decisions and orders. I think that's going to be very key, just like it is important to report all rent payment history to the credit bureaus through front lobby. But now we're going to get into other things. Now we're going to getting into more of the personal use applications, rent evictions, this all landlords are going to be having their name exposed either. This is why it's very important to try to mediate before we have to go to the landlord and tenant board. But if you do have to go to the landlord and tenant board, don't go empty handed. We got Rob. We got Rob and Beta. Because I'm telling you, these people have been breathing and eating. I've been doing this for 15 years and I've always been following Beta and her husband of what they've been doing for the landlords in Ontario, and they're on top of it. They know what to do. There's different strategies that you can play, and honestly, unfortunately, this is a game, and you gotta make sure you put the right cards in front of you because you make a bad hand, it's not gonna be good for you, and we know we're gonna be getting you out of the rental industry anyways, but don't don't let the door hit you on the way out.